Hi guys, Oliver here with a hopefully quick video. Just wanted to talk a bit more about Princess Principal, the latest episode 11, because it's been on my mind pretty much all day. So since I watched it this morning, so it was an intense episode. It was like off the chain of how crazy it was. Like the ending with Charlotte and Angie, well, Charlotte the princess and Angie the princess, um, we Ramen Reviews has brought up the idea that they may have swapped places again. I don't think that's the case. I think um, the princess is now with the soldiers and control, and Angie is on the plane, on the blimp thing on the way to Casablanca. Uh, but, but that's just my thoughts on that. We have no idea what happened to Dorothy. Like, you see her, like, say, is somebody there when she's in the garage, and that was it. So I'm a bit worried about what's happened to Dorothy. I'm hoping she's not dead, uh, because that would be a damn shame. It would be very sad if she was. I have a theory though that I've been thinking about, and this is just a theory. The person that she gets confronted with is either going to be Elle, who's going to say something to her, or it's going to be, hang on, look up her name. Uh, 1 second, please. Uh, or I reckon it's going to be Gazelle, um, the tan black woman. But I'm more leaning more towards Elle. But um, who knows? That's the interesting thing. Because if it's Elle, he's probably going. That will raise even more questions because we don't know what happened to Elle. He just disappeared because he was there at the beginning of the episode when Dorothy and Angie get their mission, um, last episode, episode 10, when they went to find their classmate. So, hmm. And then he disappeared, and then that general showed up, and that was very suspicious. The military, who want to assassinate the princess. In the meantime, there's the other group that want to overthrow the queen, who looks very similar to uh, Princess Victoria, Queen Victoria, I should say. Sorry, but that's just my thought on that. So it's interesting, I reckon. The so we have several raises several questions. We're missing Elle. We're missing Dorothy. I noticed actually at the end there also that Patrice disappeared, because she's always with the princess, and like she was there for a bit, like when the princess and her were in the room together, but then she disappeared. So maybe she's being reassigned also, which may be the case. It's just all speculation. I'm just thinking out loud at the moment because that was a very intense episode. Because as we all saw, again with the ending, I'm just a bit like I'm honestly surprised the princess didn't work things out a bit sooner. Like Ramen brought this up actually as well. Now that I think about it, because so all of a sudden she's got new security guards, a new bodyguard, um, Zelda, who also definitely looks very sinister and evil. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out. The other thing I read, one of the comments on Mal mentioned, uh, this is either going to end on a bittersweet note, or it's going to end very, very sadly. I reckon either because they said either Princess or Angie will probably die in the last episode. But who knows? That's the thing. Damn, I really want the last episode right now. Oh, I want to know what happened to the characters. I want to know what happened to Dorothy and Cerise. Hang on. How do you say again? Cerise. Anyway, has gone back to her government because she was reassigned back there because the president or the what's his name, the guy in charge of her uh, heard rumors of espionage and about these people that want to overthrow the queen. So I think Cerise will have a role to play in the last episode. In fact, I think all the girls will have a role to play in the last episode. Cerise will come back somehow. Angie still has to get off the blimp, but she's got the sea ball, the Caronite, so she'll find a way off the blimp, and she's probably going to be very upset with the princess because the princess all along wanted to get the throne, but I don't think she fully wants it that way. But maybe, who knows? Like, it looks like she's actually gone full on villain at this point. So again, bringing up the idea of one of them has to die next episode, I'm leaning more towards the princess will probably get killed off by Angie, who is going to be very upset about it at the end. Like, no, like we know she's like very stoic all the time, but she'll if she has to kill the princess at the end, like she'll probably be the either dying in the arms sort of route, or it's going to die. She's going to die very quickly. But the princess is going to say something to Angie that like will make like like along the lines of maybe like I'm sorry about all this or something like that. Oh, why is it? I kind of wish this was a 13 episode series. Um, but depending on how next week ends up, like for all we know, like this could be just a one series wonder sort of thing. That us who have actually seen it will like be like that was a great episode. That was a great series. And we'll probably be talking about it for like years to come. But depending, I can if this does end the way that I think it may end with one of them, either Angie or the princess dying, then yeah, it's definitely going to be a one season wonder. But I'm hoping all the girls survive. I hope Dorothy shows up again because, as I said earlier, she just disappeared halfway through the episode because someone approached her in the garage. Again, it could, depending on who it was, she's either already dead, which I highly doubt. Well, I'm hoping. Well, not. I'll rephrase that. I'm hoping that's not the case, um, because it's Dorothy and she was the main. She's the one in charge of everything, but not anymore because Zelda, Zelda girl, that chick is now in charge. Oh man, there's just so much happened that episode. The team's been split up because if they were to assassinate the princess, I don't think they were like having the other girls there would be a problem, especially. Like yeah, the main concerns I have at the moment is, and Gretchen's, I should say, is what happened to and that's just pretty much what happened to some of the characters. Like, where's Dorothy? Where's um, where's Elle? Where did he go? Because he was reassigned, or he was like a power struggle, something's happened, and again the military is now in charge. But for how long? That's the question, depending on how next week's episode goes, and especially if they did do another swap between um, Charlotte and Angie. Hmm. There's so many questions, and uh, I think depending on how depending on how next week's episode goes, the last episode will either make it or break it. I think for this season, for this season of both anime and of from the show, because so far it's been building up, building up, building up, and each episode has been very strong. Like there hasn't been a weak moment throughout the entire run of the show. But depending on how next week's episode goes out, because again, this Princess Principal is brand new. Like it's not based on anything. It's not based on a story. It's not based on a manga. So the writers and directors can take it in any direction they like. The other comment I saw on Mal that someone mentioned was maybe it's gone to the point now in which even the writers don't even know which one's which between Angie and Charlotte, which did make me laugh a bit because that would be very interesting if they had lost sight of who is who in throughout the show. Uh, mm. I really would be interested to know everyone else's thoughts on this, like on the questions I've raised. Next Sunday/Monday can't come soon enough, I reckon. Oh man, yeah. Like, where's uh, where's where's Dorothy? Where's Elle? Where's Patrice gone? Because Patrice never leaves the princess's side, and at the end there, she wasn't to be seen at all. That's something that I didn't see Ramen pick up. I haven't watched anyone else's reactions yet. So I haven't watched Drunken Otaku's or um, Cry Crew's reactions yet to these episodes. I should get around to that. Uh, so I don't know if they brought anything like this up. Yeah. So I just been thinking about this all day, and that's what makes a good series, I think. If an episode, if it manages to snare you and manages to stay in your head for the entire day. In fact, it's probably going to stay in my head for the entire week until next Monday comes along. Because, oh, just this episode and last episode, like the ending of last episode of episode 10 and this throughout episode 11, this raises so many questions. Is Princess Charlotte a villain now because she's, or is she starting? Will she realize she's made a big mistake throughout this because she didn't know what the plan was for Operation Changeling, which was Angie's idea to begin with. She didn't know that they planned to kill the Queen, and also the fact that the Duke of Normandy is in the room with the Queen at the moment, and depending on how things goes, he said that he'll um, either tell the Queen or not about this uprising, I guess. Um, oh, the other thought, that just occurred to me. Another thing that's occurred to me, because we didn't see what happened to Dorothy. Maybe she was again going back to whoever it was that approached her in the garage. She maybe they threatened her, took her away, and they're going to use her again. They're going to use Dorothy against the princess next week. Well, next episode. Like I can see that happening too. Like they will reel her out like she's going to be like, I don't know, maybe tied up or beaten or something like that, and like they're going to make sure the princess goes along with their plans. Oh, yeah, I'll be interested to know your thoughts if you have any about this this episode, about what's happened recently. I just had to get it out there because otherwise these thoughts are going to go straight, like they were just going to keep going around and around my head, and I probably won't be able to sleep tonight. So that's enough from me. I'll be back tomorrow for Restaurant to Another World. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.